Okay. Hey, y'all. Hey, I hope everybody, if you are in the United States, um, Midwest and the South, are staying warm and healthy and the things. Um, hey, y'all. Hey, how y'all feeling? Welcome to the live personal reading. Um, Before we get started, just a reminder or to let everybody know if this is a new experience for you. Um, Basically, uh, what happens is we perform live readings, but it is based on a client number system. And what I do is I take care of those people who have pre booked. And so far, with the pre books, we have four, yes, four clients. And so the list is open. And I'll be checking periodically to see if anybody has sent um, an email to participate. Hello, Mariana. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I will be checking my email to see if people have sent anything in order to participate. If you want to participate in the readings, there is details. The details are in the description box below. And yeah, um, if I am in the middle of a reading, I won't be responding to whatever is going on in the chat, so I can focus on that person, and I'll follow up once we are done. So, y'all, if y'all are here just to chill out, that's good. Welcome. I'm glad y'all are here. Go ahead and give this live a like. And I'll go ahead and get started. We'll start with client one. And let me get the timestamp ready. All right, client one. Let's see. Ooh, 333. Love that number. All right, client one. You say, hey, Shauna. Hey, hey, client one. I hope you're well. I hope you are well too, client one. I love and appreciate the way you read. Oh, that's so sweet. Uh, it's it's my spirit team, you know. Um, okay, so we're getting into it. I am a 32-year-old gay man with a 29-year-old best friend who is a woman. I might need to get some cards out, y'all. My best friend has a brother who is 30 years old, who's sexually fluid, and the sexual tension between you and the brother is very high. Okay. All right. Your best friend has never told you that you couldn't hook up with her brother, but you've been avoiding him because the whole situation could get messy. Okay, that makes sense. I'm mad at that. So On New Year's Eve, your best friend had some of you all over, and her brother was there. While coming out of the bathroom, her brother corners you and kisses you. Okay. All right. Well, and yes, you did kiss back. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, it was spicy. Everybody loves a little spice every now and then. I know I do. So your questions. Okay. What does your best friend's brother, what what intentions? Okay. Are the intentions your best friend's brother has for you? Okay. Let's see. What are the intentions? Not this step. Okay. Go to the love deck. Okay. All right. I'm being told to go to a different deck, client one. So I'm going to do that. We're going to go with this love deck here to find out what the brother's intentions are for you. All right. Spirit, what is client one's best friend's brother's intentions for client one? What are client one's best friend's brother's intentions for him? Okay. All right. What are client one's best friend's brother's intentions for client one, Spirit? What else? What else, please? That one acted like it wanted to come out. Client one. What are client one's best friend's brother's intentions for him? All right. So far, client one, we have waiting. We have it could be us if. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? For client one. Is this reversed or upright? Okay. The last one is acceptance. So it seems that he's actually kind of filling things out with waiting here. And I feel like he's also going through some changes himself as far as romantically, because we have this could be us if. And there may be other people that he is considering, of course, your best friend, because there are other influences that determine what could happen. And then there's acceptance here. And acceptance says at the bottom of the card, healing, surrendering, it is what it is, understanding and reflection. And understanding appears twice. It's also in this could be us if, at the bottom of that card. So it's like he gets if it doesn't work out. It feels like there's absolutely no pressure. No pressure. And at the bottom of the deck says relationship foundations, where it says effort, beliefs and values, loyalty, sex and QT, respect, and boundaries. Boundaries is what spirit is like. Because in the background here that you gave me, there hasn't been that conversation with him, nor it seems, well, I'm assuming not with him, but definitely not with the best friend. So this relationship foundations, it's although this is a romantic deck, spirit is saying that the relationship foundations need to be established with the best friend. Going back to loyalty, beliefs, and values. Yeah. Let's see. They're telling me go on to the next question. So, because you do have three questions. The second question is, what would happen to my friendship? Okay, because I was going to go to the tarot of that. What would happen to my friendship if my best friend, with my best friend, if I pursue something with her brother? Okay, let's find out with the tarot. What would happen with client one and their best friend if client one was to pursue something with her brother? What would happen with client one and their best friend? It's relationship, friendship. If client one were to pursue something romantic with client one's best friend's brother. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, I ain't even get to ask. So we have the Three of Wands, Trois de Bâton. We have the Queen of Cups, Reine de Coupe, and we have the Seven of Pentacles, or Set de Pentacles. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups, so Set de Coupe. I'm hearing don't get confused, meaning like don't be disillusioned by the choices that you have here, client one, because the temptation to see this through, it is enticing. With the Seven of Cups here, there's a lot of different options, and you have multiple options. But don't think that the options that you have will all lead to a happy ending. With the Three of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. Your best friend is somebody is she is presenting as a Queen of Cups here. And she's the center of this entire spread. So This feels like it's something that with the 3 of Wands, is not something that is permanent. This is something that is temporary. And what she would expect is something that could possibly grow. She doesn't want her brother to be considered a plaything. Let me clarify this, the 7 of Pentacles here. You know, this is something that you, with the 7 of Pentacles, you're looking at something. Can we clarify the 7 of Pentacles? You're looking at a return on investment. And if you are just looking for something to kind of just have fun with, that's not what she's expecting. And here we go. You know, like I said, return on investment. To clarify, we have the Hierophant that came out. La Pop. Nope, Lupa. So yeah, she is wanting her brother to be with somebody who is going to be committed to him, somebody who is loyal to him, and that's what she's looking for if you decide to get into a relationship with her brother. That's what she's expecting of you. So what would happen to the friendship if it wasn't that, if it's not that, if it's not a, you know, traditional, not traditional, but something permanent? We have the Hanged Man or Le Pendu, and we have the Two of Swords, de d'épée, yeah, d'épée, and we have the Six of Swords. Let me see. There we go. Six d'épée. At the bottom of the deck, the Emperor, l'Empereur, l'Empereur. There we go. This is something that you can't. The Emperor is somebody who stands 10 toes down on their decision. You know, there's somebody who is supportive. They aren't tyrannical. There is this is somebody who stands on business. And with our spread here, the Hangman, Two of Swords, and Six of Swords, if things weren't to work out between you and her brother, she wouldn't know really what to do with you. If anything, she deuce you out. Like that's her and her brother piecing you out if it doesn't work out. And she would stand 10 toes down on it. She would stand 10 toes down on it. And she would see you completely different. She would view you differently with the Hangman here. You know, it's like, oh, I see. I see. So you just gonna sleep with my brother or hook up with my brother and that's it. You know, he deserves more. Um so you need to decide, you know, with the Emperor here, you need to decide what it is that you want. Where do your loyalties lie? Like between your legs or with your best friend? Because the Emperor is somebody who's loyal and she is loyal to you. She is loyal to you. But there are certain things, certain lines that is like you said, it could get messy. Certain lines that you don't cross. What do we? Oh, you have a third question. My apologies. You have a third question. What advice does spirit have for you? Okay. What's your advice for client one? Okay. What's your advice for client one regarding this situation? Ooh, that's a lot. What's your advice for client one regarding this situation? Advice for client one, please, regarding this situation. We have the Sun, the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh. And the Six of Pentacles. Well, all right. At the bottom of the deck, the Three of Cups. Oh, toi de coupe. You know what? With the bottom of the deck here, keep your friends as your friends. Don't mix. Don't mix that. Don't mix that shit up. She's been good to you. She's been loyal to you. You know, keep her around. Keep her around. Y'all keep doing y'all's thing. Have fun. And yeah, but with the Sun here, little, I used to know how to say that word. Little, now it's like, what? The Solea, like Cirque du Soleil. There you go. The Soleil. How the Pentacle and Six the Pentacle. Okay. The bright side of the thing is that you don't indulge. You know, the happiness is fleeting, but this situation, this friendship brings joy. You know, it is a very under the Three of Cups. Wow, is the Three of Pentacles. You and the best friend work together. Y'all are a good team. Y'all are, you know, best friends for a reason. And with the Sun here, she's a part of a solid foundation in your life. And it's something that you need to maintain because she's like a gift. She's like a gift. I don't know what it is that y'all do or how y'all connected, but it feels like ever since you connected with her, things have um, changed, especially when it comes to your finances. That we got the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles here. And Spirit is saying that it's best that you stay more focused on your stability. And I'm not just talking about, you know, financially, but the stability of your relationships. I don't know how many friends that you have surrounded by you, but she's a real one. She's a real one. She's one of those folks who will give to you with no questions asked because you're a person that she feels is on the up and up. You would do the same for her with the Six of Pentacles here. So this is one of those things where you focus on keeping those stable folks, those real ones around, because you're probably surrounded by more fake than real. And you don't want to let your wand help you lose a good ass friend and possibly fuck up your money because Like I said, these pentacles are here. And doing anything to sabotage that relationship could be a blockage potentially. Yeah. They're directing me to another deck. Which one? Okay. This one. All right. All right, just let me get the book out because I do not have these memorized. So I will be reading from the book. Okay. All right. What is the advice for client one? Advice for client one, please. Further advice for client one. They wanted me to ask another question. So I'll get the card or cards for the advice, but I'll ask the other question too. What's the advice for client one? Before I let you go. What's the advice for client one? Okay. All right. And let me get my yes and no so I can ask the question they want me to ask. All right. Move this over. All right. Should client one tell his best friend that he kissed her brother? That's what Spirit wants me to ask. Should client one tell his best friend that he kissed her brother? Okay. All right. All right. Should client one tell his best friend that he kissed her brother? Should client one tell his best friend that he kissed her brother? Okay. Ugh. Is that supposed to be upright? Okay. So the first card, client one, is yes. Let's see. Second card is yes. And the third card is yes. I'm hearing full disclosure. You know, Spirit says that you should tell your best friend that you kissed her brother. If anything, it'll keep your friendship going in the right direction because you're being upfront and honest. And this would even, make your eventually your friendship even more secure. She would look at you a little sideways, just a little bit. She'll be a little cautious, about inviting you around where her brother might be just because, but it's not going to be one of those things where she loses trust. She just going to side eye you a little bit. Case in point, 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. She gonna side eye you a little bit, like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be for a little while. She's gonna be like, but she's gonna appreciate the fact that you came forward instead of her finding out through her brother or somebody else who may have seen it. So you want to go ahead and put that shit out there. paint the truth around the narrative because other folks could say anything to her. Yeah. So let's go to your other advice here. We have Neptune, magic, imagination, and illusion. That is your last message here. So I'm going to read that. I have on the light today. So I got my auntie eyes. So now I can see. Let's see. Neptune. Okay, page 69. One more. Oops. All right. And Neptune is card 30. So the number 30 might be important to you, client one. You are a master magician. When the Neptune card shows up in an oracle reading, the universe wants to remind you of your natural superpower. Take time to dive into your spiritual alchemy and manifestation practice. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your creative vision to embody? Paint it, write it, act it out, make a vision board. In any way, set intentions for your reality. When we work with our imagination and treat fantasy as reality, the universe can pick up exactly what we want and create synchronicities to make it happen. Neptune cosmically thins the veil between the natural and the spiritual world so you can channel your visions into reality through your imagination. In astrology, Neptune is the planet of illusion, dreams, and spiritual unknown, psychic ability, creativity, deceit, and seclusion. As Neptune moves through the sky, its connection with other planets creates fantasy, bends reality, and can cause what was once deemed solid in our lives to dissolve. Neptune in Roman mythology, Poseidon in ancient Greece, was the god of the sea, complete with his powerful Triton. Neptune is the modern planetary ruler of the spiritual water sign of Pisces. It is a generational planet. People around the same age share the same Neptune placement, making its transit a collective experience. Your Neptune sign can tell you how to channel magic and your imagination in this lifetime. It also can provide shadow work around self sacrifice and addiction. Find your Neptune placement in your birth chart and match it to the following list. So they give a list of, oh, interesting. Let me find which one your Neptune is, client one. You said you are, because I'm not doing this in my head. Nope, not today. No, I'm not. So I'm gonna find which year because what they list in here are um are the years. There we go. And the zodiacs associated with Neptune. Okay. You're 32, so that means you were either born in 94 or 95. Nope, you were born in 94. So that means your Neptune is in Capricorn, which is about structured vision. And so it seems like Spirit is saying that you need to focus on, instead of, kind of getting any further carried away with your best friend's brother or um, any relationship that doesn't add to your experience. like any relationship. That's romantic, that's friendship, that's familial. That you need to focus more so on the magic that you produce, the manifestation, because you're powerful. Spirit wouldn't have said anything, you know? So this is definitely about refocusing. Okay. I love that. All right. So with that said, there's going to be a timestamp so you can look this up. Look up what your Neptune in Libra, I think that's what it was, is. No, Capricorn. I apologize. And you can, go from there if you want to. All right. All right. That is all I have for you, client one. Thank you for booking with me. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. And until next time, take care. All right. Okay. So we're moving on, y'all. Moving on. Get these cards up. That was interesting, though. What a dilemma. Like, I don't want to be in that situation. I'm just saying. Like, sometimes that stuff works out, but sometimes it does not. But thank goodness client one had the wherewithal, because I remember when I was 32, I wasn't asking spirit about anything, boy. All right. Enough about that. Okay, client two. Let me get your timestamp going here. Okay. All right. Hey, client two. Thank you for booking with me. You have one question. It is a yes, no question. And it is, should I apply to the management position posted in my department? Let's find out. Should client two apply to the management position posted in their department? Should client two apply to the management position posted in their department? Okay. All right. Should client two apply to the management position posted in their department? Should client two apply to the management position posted in their department? Okay. Here we go. We have a 3 of Wands with yes. We have the 5 of Swords with no. And then we have a maybe with the Queen of Swords. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck, client two. 3 swords, another swords with, there's a no. So Spirit is saying no. And the reason why is that if you did apply, it's like you expect more than what is really going to happen. If that makes sense. The 5 of Swords is here, and that is about whoever else is in management. And I'll keep it simple and sweet. Whoever else is up there, they're full of sharks. You did super disappointed. Looks can be deceiving. The grass is always greener when it's astroturf. And we can delve a little deeper, but you only got a yes, no. So I hope that helps. Thank you for booking with me, and thank you for trusting me with your energy, client two. Talk to you soon. Bye. All right, we're going on to client 3. But before I do, let me check. Oops. Ouch. Let me check to see if we have any new clients. Thank you for your patience. All right, no new emails. Okay. All right, client 3, let me get your timestamp going. All right. Thank you for booking with me, client 3, and thank you for trusting me with your energy. All right. So your email says, thank you for using your gift. Thank you for booking with me. I'm grateful for you and everybody else. I could really use Spirit's advice on what to do about my business. Okay. I'm considering adding a business partner, your favorite cousin. Okay. You get along. She is your favorite cousin, but you're not sure if you should be in business with her. What is Spirit's advice? Ooh, very good question. Should we go to the tarot? Okay. Um, all right. They're telling me to go to this deck first, and then we'll clarify with the tarot. I'm pulling out the Career and Money Oracle deck. All right. What can client 3 expect regarding their business if they go into business with their favorite cousin? What can client 3 expect to happen to their business if they go into business with their favorite cousin? Okay. What can client 3 expect to happen to their business financially if they go into business with their favorite cousin? What can client 3 expect to happen to their business financially if they go into business with their favorite cousin? Oops. All right, so client 3, we have Moon. Is there anything else? Okay, so we have Moon, and Moon says fleeting funds, unknown source, being guided. I feel like you already know. What do you mean? Please clarify, Moon. I feel like you already know, like you have some idea. Please clarify, Moon. Okay. What came out to clarify, Moon, is nugget, small increase, valuable info, honest assessment. Yeah. So Spirit is saying you already know. And what they're really enhancing for me out of this card, Moon, is fleeting funds. Because you already have valuable information. You've already assessed what your cousin can do and what, her limitations are. If she has anything to really bring to the table, because this isn't a familial relationship, this is business. This is your money. And if this is a business that you've already started, client 3, this is your baby. So let's go to the tarot. Let me put this up here. Let's clarify. Get some more information with the tarot here. What else can you tell client 3 about if they go into business with their favorite cousin? What else can you tell client 3 if they add their favorite cousin to their business as a business partner? All right. What else for client 3? What else can you tell client 3 regarding adding their favorite cousin as a business partner? So what came out? First card is the Star. L'Étoile. Second card is the Fool. Le Fou. And the third is the King of Cups. Now, Roi de Coupe. Roi de Coupe. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords. This is a hard decision for you. And it's understandable. Because you don't want to say yes and end up, losing with your business. And you don't want to say no and lose out possibly with, a pretty good relationship with your favorite cousin. Yeah. So it is like making a blind decision. We have the Star, the Fool, the King of Cups. And this is 2 out of 3 that are majors. Client 3. This business is your dream. And you are the one that took a chance. This is your heart. That's why the King of Cups is here, because this is your baby. Excuse me. So yeah, Spirit is acknowledging that you took a chance and that this is something that you have been wanting to do for a while. So you went ahead and you made it happen. You went and got the information about how to set up the business and the legalities around it and all that stuff like that. So this is something that is like in you. Excuse me. Something that is in you. Yeah. So what's the advice here? No. We'll get to that. What can client 3 expect if cousin joins the business as a business partner? What can client 3 expect? We have the 8 of Swords, 7 of Wands. Is that it? I don't know now. If bottom of the deck, the Moon. There's a lot your cousin doesn't know about business, but there's a lot of people don't know about business. But with the Moon here, there's a lot that you won't know. She's making it seem like she knows more than she actually does. And there's a lot that will happen in the business that you will probably find out too late. What came out is the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Wands about if she joins the business as a business partner. She's gonna you'll end up second guessing yourself. Your anxiety will go through the roof. And let me make sure. Can you clarify the Seven of Wands? Okay. They like, just say it. What's going to happen with the Seven of Wands? She's going to end up trying to fight you for, or try to take over. So I don't know if you are thinking about doing a 50-50 split, or something like that. But with this Seven of Wands, this is going to be one of those coups, a takeover, a hostile takeover. That's what they're showing me. Have you second guessing yourself on what you do to the point where you're like, I don't know, like you run the business or she'll take over. And it won't be too difficult. I mean, because you'll be in your head so much. And I feel like what I'm getting is that she already has, and this is intuitively, she already has a lot of influence over you just in life. And that is what you don't see. That's what you don't know, is that she wants, you did the footwork for this business. You got it, established. She could have done the same thing. What's client three's cousin's intentions for client three's business? What's client three's? We got the Three of Wands, 10 of Wands, Seven of Cups, at the bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands isn't, in French, knight is cavalier, right? And that's what is spirit is putting in my head. It's like to be cavalier, there's no real thought behind it, no thoughtfulness behind making decisions, just doing shit, just because it sounds good or just because it's a power move, and the consequences be damned. This is something that she is going to end up moving on from. This is something that will just look good on paper, something that she can tell people that she has, but she doesn't want to do the work. The work of running a business is more of a burden than anything. It's just the fact that she can tell people that she is, COO, CEO, or whatever kind of title that you would give her, just for the illusion. But she doesn't have any intention on doing actual shit to make the business prosperous, to make it successful. So let's just ask the question. Get these my handy dandy yes and no. Let's just ask the question, client 3. I'll dilly dally. I don't know why I've dilly dally, but so far should your advice, spirit, not mine, and your advice, should client 3 add their favorite cousin as a business partner? Should client 3 add their favorite cousin as a business partner? Oops. Should client 3 add their favorite cousin as a business partner? Should client 3 add their favorite cousin as a business partner? I have the King of Wands with a yes. Ten of Swords with a no. And then the Cup. Ace of Cups with a yes. I don't know now. The bottom of the deck is Temperance. I don't. This daggone 10. This 10 of Swords is iffy. I don't. But this is Spirit's advice. The King of Wands is somebody who is, of course, charismatic. They're a good leader. They're good at communication. However, this 10 of Wands is keep saying Wands, this 10 of Swords. There is opportunity here, is what Spirit is saying. There's a creative opportunity. But in between this creative opportunity and this charisma that your cousin has, because your cousin is presenting as the 10 of Wands, there is this, the King of Wands is this 10 of Swords. And this Temperance is saying balance. They're saying that you don't need to give her 50-50. She's not that type of partner. What I'm hearing is that if you do it, it's one of those things where you plan or make moves that are 10 steps ahead. So if this is a partnership, then she has a minimal partnership. She's somebody who stays out front. She's like sales. She is marketing, somebody like that. I want to clarify this 10 of Swords. Please clarify the 10 of Swords. Because all them other cards. Okay. They're saying that was based off like a 50-50 partnership. Like you can't do 50-50 partnership with her. You can't do 50-50 partnership with her. That she take that shit. She would take it. So what are we talking? Like, I don't give a percentage. I don't know. What are we talking? Are we talking 60-40? One card for 60-40, please. One card for 60-40. 40 for the cousin. Nope, that's too much. because the Eight of Swords came back out again. I'm like, nope, not 60-40. Okay, one card for 80-20. One card for 80-20. One card for 80-20 as far as the partnership for client 3 and their favorite cousin. 80-20. Okay, damn. No, not 80-20. Okay, let's see. 90-10. 90-10 for client 3 and favorite cousin. Maybe. So, listen. Okay. 95 and 5% for the cousin. Perfect. And this is the card for partnership. This is the card for partnership. Spirit says, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Spirit is funny, but Spirit know exactly what they're talking about. Listen, they said if you are to make her a partner, 5%. She get 5% in. And what Spirit is telling me, and talk to your accountant about this, because I don't want to give too much, and talk to a lawyer too. Talk to a lawyer, an accountant, your business owner. So I hope you have an entire bail team, banker, attorney, insurance, lawyer. So when you talk to the appropriate people about 5%, what is going to be her buy-in? This isn't something that you just don't want to give somebody that you worked to start this business, right? So there needs to be some buy-in. So, what is the appropriate amount for 5%, if that's the number that you choose to go with? Yeah. So that's that on that. Thank you, Spirit. We had to break it down. So I hope that helps, client 3. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for booking with me. I wish you well in your business. It seems like it's going to blow up, especially, or do well, especially if you give your cousin 5% and no more. All right. Until next time, take care. So we'll go on to the last client here. Let me put my cards up. All right. Last client, client 4. Let me get your timestamp going. Yeah, that was interesting. That was very interesting. All right. Hey, client 4. Hey. Thank you for booking with me, and thank you for trusting me with your energy. So you have 3 questions, and you say, your mother died unexpectedly 2 years ago. My condolences. And you've felt like you've been lost ever since. Okay. It's difficult to deal with life without her here sometimes. Yeah, I'm sure. She was your best friend. Okay. So your first question is your mother at peace? Okay. Is client 4's mother at peace? Client 4's mother transitioned unexpectedly 2 years ago. Is she at peace? Okay. All right. Is client 4's mother at peace? First card is a no. Second card is a yes. And the last card is a yes. So yeah, client for your mother is at peace. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is definitely about communication. And also about, communicating good news and messages, which is interesting, since you are uh, asking this question. But of course, she misses you, evidenced by the Three of Swords. But she's definitely at peace, because the Two of Cups is about harmony. And even though it is, it's one of those things where it can be used in meeting others, meeting people outside of ourselves. This is one of those, what Spirit is telling me is that it's a feeling of wholeness, like beyond comprehension, beyond anything that we could even think about. And some of your other family members that, or even friends that she had that have transitioned on, she's surrounded by them. I don't know if your maternal grandfather, her father, has transitioned, but there's this um, masculine energy that's with her. So she's surrounded by overwhelming love. Yeah, I love that. Mm, okay. Your second question: is your mother with you? Okay. Does client four's mother walk with client four? You have a yes. There's a no. And a maybe. At the bottom of the deck is another maybe with the Two of Swords. Your mom, okay, so when people transition, it's not one of those immediate things where they automatically become like an ancestor or a benevolent ancestor that helps you along the way. There's mm, for lack of a better term, a process that has to be followed. So she is um not in gosh, what's the term that the Catholics call it, where they're like she's not in purgatory, but she is excuse me, she is like in a waiting position, like a waiting period, so to speak. Yeah, because even becoming a benevolent ancestor, there are levels to it. It's not like I'm an automatic benevolent ancestor. Boom. It's not like that. Um, but we have the magician, the Ten of Wands, and the Hermit. It's further evidence by that, especially with the Hermit there. There's some shit she has to do to level up to that. And the Hermit is about, solitude. It's about growth. It's about learning from, the higher spiritual team, um, to receive guidance and to give guidance. So there may be, with the magician here, I feel like there are plans for her to be your benevolent ancestor, but there's some work that she has to do to become that. And while she's working, you should be putting in some work as well, for healing and, to cope. And this may be it's not maybe, this is more so the mental health professional in me, that's saying, with your saying it's difficult to deal with life without her here sometimes. There's still some coping uh work that you may need to do. Like, I'm not your mental health professional, so it doesn't really require therapy, but it definitely requires something that helps you, whatever that is, however that looks for you, because therapy isn't for everybody. So, with that said, I'll go on to your last question, which is, what advice does your mother have for you in your life right now, regarding your life right now? Okay. Get wished at? Okay. Wait a minute. Um, this one? All right. This is interesting. So they want me to start with, she wants me to start with the What's Gossip deck. Let's see. I just messed up my little thing here. All right. My apologies, client 4. Okay, what advice does client 4's mother have for them about their life right now? What advice does client 4's mother have for them about their life right now? Okay. There's some things that she wants to communicate, so that's why I was told to grab this deck. Okay. What advice does client 4's mother have about their life right now? Okay, what else? What else? Oops. Ooh. Anything else? One more? Okay. All right. So the first card that came out is CEO energy. The second is broken promises. The third is glow up. And the last one It's payday. Your mom wants you to take control of your life. Because CEO energy says taking control, natural leadership, confidence in business. But this is more about what I'm hearing is confidence in yourself and your decisions. I hear, I raised you. Be more confident. Broken promises. It says disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust, words meant nothing. I feel like that's more so. She's talking about your relationships, romantic relationships, and how you have been disappointed over and over again. Um, and she's saying that that's okay. Those are relationships, but it's not something that you should um, use as seeing your worth. Don't place your worth on what happened in those relationships. Because I'm hearing scallywags like, okay, mom, I'm hearing scallywags like you dealt with a lot of scallywags, a lot of assholes, and that has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with your self worth or how how good you are in a relationship, how good you are to people. You can be very good to people, but if they are a scallywag, as your mother calls them, then they're going to be assholes anyway. That doesn't say anything about who you are. Then there's glow up, self improvement, finding your confidence, personal transformation better than ever. She wants you to take care of yourself. Go out, have fun, get a massage, cut your hair, do something that you have been wanting to do for a long time but haven't, like maybe even had the courage to do. Like, change it up. This is about you. She wants you to focus on you. And it's one of those things where you start from the inside and it comes out and people will notice it. And every time, I don't know why it is, when the spirits get into my head, they always come back to the Bruce Leroy song from The Last Dragon. When you get that glow, like it's like it'll people will see it. And she's like, when you start to glow, that's when that person, your person, will come. Payday. Payday, it says financial rewards, money rolling in, celebration of success, check cashed. Mm. When you start focusing on yourself, taking more care of yourself, doing those things to find more peace within, that's not just going to help with the security or the insecurities that you may have. It'll make you more secure, not just as far as emotional and mental, but also as far as financial. Things will start coming to you When you start to focus more on yourself, you'll start to remove limitations that you have placed on yourself. And that's why the money will start rolling in. The finances, the clients, if you own a business, the bonuses, the promotions, because you won't see the limitations that you have placed on yourself right now. Wow. Okay, Mom. Anything else that, yeah? Okay. Uh, got it. This one or the other one? Okay. Not that one, this one. Okay. Get some last messages from your mother. What else from client one's mother? Excuse me, client four's mother. What other messages does client four's mother have for client four? These are some oracle cards that I sat down with Spirit to create the different messages up there. Okay. Final messages from client four's mother. I'll pick that up. What else? What else, please? What else from client four's mother? Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of red here. And red in this deck that I created is not a great thing. That's all. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Let's try these again. Okay. Is that it? All right. Here we go. All right. So the first one that came out is Let It Go, Release to Receive. She says that should be self-explanatory, given what we just talked about. But the red that came out, I don't know who you may be involved with romantically or just be around client four, but this isn't for you. This is whoever is around you. Entitlement is not a good look. And then the second one that came out is Don't Walk, Run Away. So I don't know if this is family or romantic, a romantic partner, but also she says all skin folk ain't kin folk. So I hope you know what this means more than I do. I'm getting that it might be a mixture of people around you. That just want the shit you have. Like, man. it's one of those things where you have folks around you that make you second guess yourself, which I get why the confidence is maybe where it is now, because it's like the breadcrumbing, the gaslighting is very prevalent around you. And I don't know if you ended up getting like an inheritance or anything after she passed, but be if you did, be careful, because this is given that type of energy. It's given that type of energy. Like people feel entitled to the things that you have, and they haven't done anything to even earn it other than like exist. And the other one that came out, I told you it's a lot of red. It says last warning, course correction loading. The course correction I'm getting is not necessarily for you, um, where you have a choice to remove these people. But if you take your sweet time with it, if you become indecisive with it, or um, question yourself, because maybe they start planting things into your head, they will be removed. That's the course correction. They will be removed. The last one that came out is sun deities. So I don't know if you have a specific practice, or if you are, a part of a specific religion or anything like that. But this list of sun deities is not comprehensive. So you have some connection to one of them. Yeah. And maybe you should do a little more research about that, because, the sun, the sun rules Leo, and Leo is coming from a Leo. It's all about confidence, you know? Um, and that was something that was repeated in her previous messages to you. Yeah. I love this. I love this. But yeah, this red though, I'm not trying to scare you. I don't want you to be afraid or anything like that. But um these folks, whoever they are, and I feel like you may know, at least have some idea, you know, don't walk, run away. Get those people out your energy. Get those people out your energy. Jeez. I can't stand that when people like use and abuse because they think they can. Is there anything else for client 4? No. That's it, client 4. I hope that helps. Thank you again for booking with me and trusting me with your energy. Again, my condolences to you, and I definitely hope that this message will help you in bringing more peace and hopefully building more confidence, as your mom um, would like you to do. Take care. All right, let's check to see if there are any more before we end this live. Nope. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you to all my clients who participated in today's live. Again, just as a reminder to everybody to participate, I usually send out a heads up about it a day or two before, where you can pre-book, and these are anonymous readings. You are identified by a client number as opposed to your name or your YouTube screen name. So just giving that out for future reference. But I appreciate everybody stopping in, whether you just lent your energy. Thank you for coming through. And until next time, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all then. Bye.